off your machine and then join again, close it sometimes. Some of the drivers aren't set. So many little things. Just throwing that out. But I trust you'll try to figure out something. Okay. Right. That we can do. What else? So hopefully. So Jasper, you're still Jasper and Sophia, or you're just Jasper?
It's on. And you'll notice you say,
I'm Jasper and Sophia. Sophia's just in the bathroom. Sorry.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so we turn. All right. So do we have something else here? I'm hearing. Let me just see here.
Brilliant first touch. Almost a sensation, second touch as well. This kid is something special.
Create. I don't need this. YouTube. Let me just see here my YouTube.
Those touch back across the very other space. I didn't hit the target again.
So what is going on here where did somebody hear? We have participations or something, participants here? Okay, so all right. I think we're set here. Okay, do I have volunteer? You guys hear me, right? Yes? Thumbs up if you hear me. Okay, good. Hopefully I'll have better internet access today. I apologize for that. We always have issues as coming in. Okay, welcome today. I'll wait for others will join us. So do I have volunteers to moderate the chat? Okay, Lily, anyone else that wanna? Andrea, do you want to moderate the chat?
Yeah, okay, I can do it.
All right, perfect. So I have Lily and Andrea moderating my chat. What I'd like you to do is I have two guest speakers coming in today. One is Jason from Fastbots, and the other one is Rodolfo from Coral Gables. So can you be so kind when you see them coming in to let me know? Lillian, Andrea, look out for them of new participants coming in. They should be coming in at 4 p.m. So we'll be able to do that. And everyone else, Valentina, Kristen, and Steve, if I can get your cameras up and running that we can see everybody ready.
Are both of them coming in at the same time?
Pardon?
Are both of them coming in at the same time?
I invited both of them to come in at 4, one to hear each other and to meet each other as well.
All right, sounds good.
So isn't that amazing? So as my academic partnership with Wix, that we are given the opportunity to upgrade, and only students from my sections are able to upgrade with Wix and get the business plan and free domain names. I have academic partnerships with others. One is called Fastbots, which is a chat bot. And we're also from England. And it'd be interesting also for you guys to hear about an entrepreneur. He basically is not a programmer. He was interested in chatbots, and he found, I think, someone in India that had a chatbot but didn't know how to market it. He was really good in marketing, so he bought the product. And after he bought the product, then he basically upgraded and enhanced it by getting programmers from all over the world to work on his team. Isn't that great, Thomas, when you think about it, right? I see something great, go ahead and purchase it. And then if I need extra, I want to enhance it, get people from around the world to enhance. So that's what he's doing. And my role I do in all the academic partnerships is I give them my expertise and advice on how basically mentoring a lot of these companies. That's number one. Number two, who we're having come in is the innovation officer of the city of Coral Gables, which for a number of years I've been their tech advisors, being at the university, being in the city of Coral Gables and doing tech. I help the city of Coral Gables with their staff, helping them in technology, which directions they should be going. And actually, what's great, Thomas, is I'm able to see they take a lot of my ideas and I'm able to see the implementation. And a lot of times I also see the resistance, right? Where I think it's a brilliant idea, but then you see down in I guess the trenches, there's sometimes resistance, sometimes it's not going to work, or their staff doesn't want to do it, or there's reluctance among their customers. So many different things that we can actually see. Just because I think it's a great idea doesn't mean that it could be implemented well, and it takes time and effort. So it's kind of a great opportunity that we think about it as partnerships. That's how and I expect then what do they get from us by why provide us as partnership? I say that we could be their focus group. Plus, we can get jobs. City of Coral Gable gives internships, hires my students. And so it's both ways. And then if they want to, basically, hey, we're into basic college age students. We want to be able to see what they like. They get to basically have focus groups, and we give them our honest opinions. Also, I do not have any financial interest in these companies at the moment, so I give candid feedback, and you guys are welcome to give candid feedback. We do it, of course, in a helpful manner, but that is an opportunity for us to do. Everybody with me? So let's do this. Before they come in, I want to go through and answer a number of your questions. And Lily and Andrea, if you could look at the bots, if you see anything that we need to know. But let me share so everybody can at least see where we're going from here. We know that this is working well. So let me go. You see my screen, right? Lily, you see it? Yes, you see yourself?
Yes, I see it.
Good. And you see yourself looking studious. Okay. So we got here on the Zoom. So let's go to what's due. On the what's due section, you can see today we were doing the phone voice AI agent assignment. And I think on Monday, I'm going to spend some more time with this. What I wanted you to think about is thinking about identity phone numbers. I think you really got a good feel for it, Allie, that go back and see, look for area codes, even though they say they're not available. Many of these numbers are not available. But what I found was available right now was 669 area code. And that was one of the spellings is now. I also, in your assignment, if you looked at your audit assignments, under that audit assignment, generate those phone numbers. As you can see, here are a number of area codes that spell things. So in that 669 right here was, and another thing I would like is once you get the numbers in the 669, try to take numbers that don't have zeros or ones. Why? Because there's no letters attached to it. Though sometimes you can put it into your note like one for we're number one, or zero trust, maybe with the number 0. But then go to something like dial ABC when you can open it up in a new tab. And then you can then try and put in numbers. So you can put in numbers, and then you could find, the find the words, for it and see if it would fit. So we can do this. And Allie, maybe I'll go into partnership with your mom, right? We can do something with.
I have to ask her how she did it. I don't know,
Yeah,
like,
but ask her.
this
And
was
then,
so long ago too. I was like
yeah,
10.
but I'm just
21
telling her,
now,
tell
so.
her that you're doing the same thing. And what would be interesting is she almost could do a business then where you could be an agent for your kid, right? You can say, "Hi, Allie, I'm doing fine. Don't worry about me," right? I'm
Yeah.
I'm only partying on Friday and Saturday night, I take Uber and I don't drive or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like an automated message
Not
goes through my
automated,
mom
but when
called
she
me.
asks you questions, right? How is my daughter, right? And then you could respond, right? And you list all the things. How are your classes? And you could put a number of different. So it's the same thing we're doing on the website, right? Well, you put in all your information about your URL, similar to what? Notebook LM, right? When you're studying for the exams, giving you the podcast, but this is a question and answering type of thing. And that's why I wanted you to choose that lead generation. So for your phone voice AI assignment, what I'd like you to do is go back and try to delete some of those numbers and try to do, Allie and others, try to do that 669 and try to find numbers that could, and do it with your group, right? So you can get somebody at least in your group can get a good number. And then you can put that on your website. So that's number one. Number two, this is the next assignment. So you have the phone assignment. Stay with me after class if you have some issues. And the next assignment, let me go to what's due. The next assignment, rather than a week from today, I'm having it being due on next Monday because there's a lot of different components to this. So I'll continue going through this assignment on Monday. I'll continue, but you should start already going through this assignment where chapter 12 is the business analytics chapter. And of course, it's the readings adaptive and the quizzes. This is a miscellaneous reading to talk about how language models really work behind the scenes. And the other one is your audit assignment, which is your group assignment. And let me just go through that, which is right here. On your audit assignment, basically what I want you to do is progress by updating your pages. A lot of things that are written in the AI are basically grammatically correct, but really don't get the essence of what you're doing. So you have to go back and really with human beings and drill down and make it clear and succinct. What are you actually doing? If I go to your website, do I know exactly what you're doing? And you have to make that clear. I want you to create service offerings, integrate, and we'll see that today of my AI chatbot, FastBot, we're going to do. Also implement Notebook LM again, record a podcast with your URL. Once you have your URL and you put a number of sources in your Notebook LM, you should have a podcast about your company. Everybody knows how to do it, but do that. Add an AI call agent, your VAPI phone number, so you can click on it and you can have a discussion. And I also want you to have a separate page for the sample apps that you will give as a service. So each person in your group should have a tutorial explaining an app that does AI. And make sure you're introducing yourself, but you're making it as a demo. That one, people can understand it, two, people can understand that you're explaining it to them. And sometimes you'll give an opportunity. Either you'll do it for them, like a podcast, or you'll teach them how to do it themselves. So you can give two things. If you're a business, we'll create a podcast, or we'll teach you how to do a podcast. They should be able to understand it. I also want you to set up social media accounts based on your company. Ali, right? I think everybody in the class, right, knows how to do basically Instagram or X or TikTok or LinkedIn. So what I want you to do is make this an assignment for people in your group, setting up social media. You should have at least 8, I would even say more compelling posts. You should make it that it's active. And basically, you should follow each other. You should get some action there. And then here's a part with SEO. With Wix, you can do search engine optimization. Once you get upgraded your account and domain name, so everybody should be upgrading to and getting a domain name. And this is areas on the website. You should be able to have a page on offering services. Maybe you'll do group training sessions, individual consulting. In the beginning, I would give all this out free. Say, first we'll do is we'll give you, free marketing, free posts or whatever you'll do for these people. Once they get to know you, then let them pay. But if they don't know you, let's first even see if anybody wants these services before we charge outrageous prices and find out nobody even wants it. But all these companies are really struggling on what they need to do. Integrate fast bots. We'll see an example of fast bots today, where you have one person then create the fast bots based on what? Based on your own URL, based on your own information that you can do it, similar to our voice AP VAPI. This is FastBots, and we'll talk to them about it. And then you'll see here areas in which you'll deploy it. Here is Notebook LM. Everybody knows Notebook LM. There's a Notebook LM too. There's something now new called MapMind, MapMind. I think that kind of makes it like a little outline. Be interesting to know if that's useful. Download it, convert it to, of course, your podcast audio and put that audio file into Wix, which would be great. Your VAPI phone number, basically put it into your website. And these are what we'll be working. What I really am excited about is that you can share with anyone. So Lily, after the class is done, basically somebody says, well, what do you know about AI? Give them your link. Yes, Lily.
I believe one of our guests is here.
Okay, great. Perfect. Any questions about our project in the chat, Lily? Great. And Jason, are you here?
I certainly am. How you doing?
Fantastic. We're also going to have Jason. I have scheduled Raimundo Rodolfo, who is the innovation officer for the city of Coral Gables. I've invited him as well to join us when we're online.
Right.
Jason, before I even introduce you, have you heard of VAPI.ai?
Who?
I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Isn't that great, class, where we can share with folks? If I go to this website, VAPI.ai.
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of that. I don't think so.
You have or you have not?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so listen to what this is. These are voice AI agents for developers.
Okay.
And basically, what our students are doing is you sign up. And when you sign up, you can sign up with your Google or other accounts. When you sign into your account, so you could go to, a Google and you can sign. So I could just, in this case, I could sign in with my account. And what's nice here is you see here under assistance,
Mm-hmm.
you create an assistant and they give you, in this case, they give you, you can do your own template,
Yeah.
but you can be a customer support appointment. I'm having the students be lead qualification specialists for their project. So
Got
you
ya.
click on elite qualification, you
Mm-hmm.
create an assistant. And what's nice here is you see they give you the model so you can choose what model. They give you free tokens in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you have a number of models here. It's a lead qualification nurturing agent prompt, which is nice. And then they tell you what are the descriptions of this, and they give you what's the cost, what's the latency. What I like, and then this is attached. You see here, Morgan, I can attach then Morgan to this. Then what's nice here, you see here on the voice.
Yeah.
So for instance, if the voice here, and then I could say, oh, I'm going to be Lily of a 25-year-old woman, and then they would have in those, they would have tools, predefined functions, their summaries where you could see it. You can see a number of them. But what we really like in the United States,
Yep.
you can get a phone number.
Yes, that's right.
And what they're doing in the beginning is they're giving a phone numbers that you can price it. Later on, once you do it, you can get and you can. Are you familiar with Twilio, Jason?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get phone numbers from Twilio, and you can even import those phone numbers from Twilio and others.
That's right. Yeah, we're building it the other way around. Basically, we're building the text version and that first, and then we'll be integrating voice later.
Right. So
I'm interested to know how the law will be with this, though, because people are not going to be wanting spam calls from AI.
Yeah. Well, we're just doing this when they call us. We're just doing it
inbound only.
Yeah, we're only doing it inbound.
Yeah, inbound makes sense, but outbound is going to be crushed.
So in this case, you can see here, you can create, I have some numbers already attached, right? That can, for instance, I have some numbers that are attached, but you can create even, they give you some of these. And what we're looking at it also, Jason, is we're looking at is vanity numbers.
Yes, sure.
So if it's possible, they can do it. And we're using things like dial ABC to help find insert certain phone numbers. But you can see here that they have the certain phone numbers. And the thing is, then you can attach on the first other phone numbers, you can attach an assistant to. So you could attach then Morgan to that phone number, and then when you dial, right, you change the prompt and say, hi, this is,
that's right,
this is Sarah, or this is Dr. Rush.
That's it.
We're from this company, and they can try it as a demo.
Yeah, it's very similar to synthflow.ai, which I've done videos on. Yeah, it's good. It's voice first, really. It's just a different way of doing things to us.
Yeah, it's one is not better. It's just one is not better than the other. It's just another alternative.
Exactly.
And what we envision is once you get your voice bot, then when you get stuck with a question, we would want, instead of hallucinations, we would want then this voice bot, which is VAPI, which is voice, API, would be able then to say, hey, Dr. Rush, there's a question here. Reach out to me. I could join in.
Yeah.
To the question.
That's
And
what the
then
fallback destination's for. There's a, you
right.
can see on the screen there, there's a
Yes, set
number
a
that,
fallback destination for inbound
yeah,
when the assistant is not only
that's right.
available, I want it to be not correct.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
to be able to be at that certain point to say, we don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're kind of doing a similar thing actually, because we're launching live chat next week, and it will switch from AI chat to live chat when someone is not getting their question answered, or they say, "I want to talk to a human," or this is not getting me anywhere, or they show any signs of
Yes,
frustration, basically.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
that's
Right,
what we're
because
doing.
you want to keep that lead. You don't want that lead to
That's
go
right.
away,
No, definitely
right?
not. So would
But
you
I
like me
don't want
to go through exactly how we set up a bot for
yeah,
the
first
guys?
of all, I have Raimundo with, I am just so thrilled. I get my favorite people here. I have Raimundo Rodolfo, who's from the city of Coral Gables.
Wonderful.
Jason, and what I wanted you to do first, I wanted you to meet each other, plus meet my illustrious class here, where everybody shows they turn on their cameras and they show their faces here. And then what I wanted you to do is, since we're kind of limited on time, for about 10 minutes, Raimundo kind of show us an overview of I met him last week. I'm asking him to show us kind of overview of what the city of Coral Gables is doing, just a bit of what they're doing in innovations. I just wanted to let you know that I've worked with the city of Coral Gable, and really, it's really my true pleasure to be a partner with the city of Coral Gables, just like I have with you, Jason, where I try to do an academic partnership that I want both sides to get something out of it. That's what I think a partnership is. It shouldn't be one-sided.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
so Raimundo, maybe you can do like a quick introduction. Later on, we'll have you both back together, and then we can also meet offline, the three of us, and seeing where our students maybe can help you on certain aspects, being like your focus group to see it. And just so you know, Jason, in our part for our final project, we're going to be doing a virtual phone number where the students are getting it, where there'll be a bot behind it, where they'll be training it. We'll be using you as well, your fast bots. We want the students to incorporate it into their sites. We're also using Notebook LM. I don't know if you guys are, so they're creating a podcast with their information that we're putting there. And we're basically, all of our students, their project this semester is they are AI consultants to businesses. And they're basically, what services can they do? Many of them are in certain topic areas that they're familiar with, whether it's real estate, whether it's marketing, whether it's wealth management, whether it's to small businesses, to education, to tutoring. They're all kind of bringing it out, and they are consultants helping companies basically struggle, which everybody's doing. Where do I start? Last week it looked like this. This week I don't even know what it is. And of course, the following months, where's it going? So that's what we're doing. So with that, we could have basically you guys be a whole semester, but I just wanted to give them a taste of what you're doing. So first I'll have Raimundo show, and then after that, Jason, if you can give an overview of your product and also show us, for myself too, is what have you done? I have seen you a couple of months ago, right? So what's new since, and where you're going? Perfect.
Yeah, sure.
So Raimundo, you want to introduce yourself to this illustrious group?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Roshenek. Pleased to meet you, Jason, and pleased to meet you all in this class. So thank you for having me. I'm the CIO of City of Coral Gables here.
Okay. So, Raimundo, how would you like to just spend a couple of minutes of sharing what you're doing, and make it as casual as you want? But I wanted the students to see, our university is in your city, and our students live in your city. But what can you show them and what you're doing, and it gives us just a little introduction about yourself too.
Yes, I have a few screens open that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to share.
Okay, sure. You're welcome to share. Go ahead and share.
And then you thank me, doctor.
I will, and I'll interrupt you. You know me.
Okay. Okay. So everything that I'm going to show you is in our digital library, Smart City Digital Library. If you see my screen, do you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, coralgables.com/ITDOCS. Everything is there. So I'm not gonna have enough time to show you everything,
Yeah.
but in your own time, you can go there and look at, for example, our Smart City Hub, our digital twin, and other platforms. Let me see if I can open one by one. So the Smart City Hub is very important because that's where we aggregate all the tools, the AI applications, the IoT dashboards, traffic sensors, environmental sensors, a lot of data that we share, more than 2,000 open civic data sets, and many, many tools and applications that we have developed, the big majority ourselves, smart apps for traffic, for mobility, for transportation, a data marketplace with more than 2,000 open data sets with APIs. If you want to collaborate and extract data, you can do it. And something that we do is that we have more than 1,000 environmental and traffic and safety sensors throughout the city and CCTV cameras with edge analytics. And we have poles like this. If you see this photo, one of my staff, network engineer, Paulson Jean, do you see this pole here? It's
Yes.
unique. It's the only of its kind in North America. It's a modular AI-powered smart city pole that we implemented as a pilot with a company from Europe. They are an aerospace engineering company. So this pole was designed by an aerospace engineer and basically has no attachments. And Dr. Roshinek and I, when we were at CES in Las Vegas in 2020, we saw it for the first time. So we did a pilot, and now today we have multiple of these poles throughout the city, and we have redesigned them with an Italian firm to make them more like Coral Gables with Mediterranean revival architecture. Wow. We have an urban analytics platform where we aggregate millions of data points from thousands of sensors. That data, we use AI models to make sense of the data. For example, multimodal traffic sensors, so we can measure pedestrian traffic or vehicle traffic in downtown, and we can get all the analytics, predictive analytics, traffic trends, data for traffic engineers, a lot of data. And then we have a network of smart light controllers throughout the city, and we get energy efficiency data that we share with the public. We share with students, with researchers in the Smart City Hub. We detect in real time when a light is burned, so Polyworks can do more preventative maintenance. And we do historic reports on electrical consumption for energy efficiency. We have multi-sensor, scientific grade, NIST traceable IoT stations in the city that measure weather and rainfall and solar radiation, wind speed, etc. And we have them in our public safety buildings. So that data is also shared with the public. It's used by first responders, by emergency managers during activations for hurricanes. We do experiments with university. For example, in our campus now, we have this experiment with FIU scientist, water scientist, Dr. Ibrahimian, that you see here. This is our campus where we have our lab, and that data is real-time data on stormwater and also analyzing the effect of heat islands in an urban setting. We are simulating an urban setting in our lab campus that we have in the city. So that's an example of the kind of things that we do in collaboration with researchers, with universities, etc. Mm-hmm. And just to wrap it up, this is our digital twin. You can also access it. It's a public platform. It's 3D platform. And in the digital twin, we run simulations. We can run simulations of, for example, hurricanes, of events like the World Cup, traffic. We can do virtual inspections. Basically, it's a virtual version of the city. And in this version of the city, we have sensors and real-time objects. Like, for example, you can see the trolley buses moving here in real time. If you click on a bus, you see how many passengers in real time are in that bus.
So this is real-time data.
Real-time data. We have integrated our cyber-physical systems into this metaverse version of the city. And here we can also do what we call virtual inspections and many other things. So basically, it's a very powerful tool. And you need high GPU, like a gaming console, basically, to watch this better. I'm showing you a little bit of how it looks when you
Yes.
look on the digital twin.
So
That's a
that's
very-
why you call it a digital twin, is it basically it's a twin of what the actual city looks like.
And there's a lot of AI. There are more than 2,000 data sets here. I can look at zoning data. I can look at integrations with Google Street View, for example.
Oh,
I can see the legal documents of buildings if I'm doing an inspection. I can see all the city trees here, for example, if I want to see city assets. And every tree, I can look at the species of the trees. I can see in real time the maintenance status of that tree, when was the last time that it was trimmed, because everything is connected horizontally with integrated enterprise systems. So
mhm.
if I get any of these trees, for example, here, and I click on it, I'm actually clicking on a real object with attributes. So I can
Wow.
see, and I can log in if I want to see more internal data, but I
Right.
can see the species, etc. So basically, that's the concept. We have, this is a smart city operating system, and basically it's implementing what we call this topology of interoperability between city systems and AI platforms, and basically where everything is connected and we have full visibility over systems. So I invite you to continue looking at some data when you have time. I don't want to take too much time, Doctor, but
But
if you go
and
to
so what are
correct-
you doing with a lot of our students are finance students, finance and accounting, and we're a lot of almost all our students are business students. What are you doing, or where do you see the future with your ERP, your enterprise resource planning?
Yes. So we
system?
use Infor Cloud Suite. It's one of the most advanced enterprise systems. And it's the same one that you find also in corporate. It's used by Coca-Cola and by Disney and those kind of big companies, but it's also used in government by certain governments that want to apply some of the enterprise capabilities from the private sector into government. So we use Infor Cloud Suite. Infor Cloud Suite has core financial, it has a supply chain management, it has HR, payroll, it has a lot of different integrations, APIs, and it has what we call RPAs, robotic process automation.
Automation. So RPA, robotic process automation. So basically common tasks that you can automate, that you don't have to spend the time doing the exact same steps each time. Is that it? What you're being able to use?
Exactly. For example, with RPAs and Infor, I can automate things that are very repetitive for financials. I can,
Right.
for example, tell the system to approve multiple requisitions at once. So I can do a lot of things like this, and then basically I can maximize the automation capabilities in the system.
Yeah, we're having problems, I think, in your screen sharing.
I'm trying to stop share so I can.
Okay, so let me.
Okay,
Okay.
I was able to do
Okay.
it.
Right. Okay. Good.
So basically, Infor Cloud Suite is very powerful. So it also has the integration for forecasting. So I can use the forecasting engine of the system to forecast budget, expenditures, capital project numbers. Also, Infor also has integration with other systems. So what you saw in the digital twin, I also have Infor integrated with financial data into the horizontal integration
Okay.
model of the
So where
digital
do
twin.
you see, just give me a couple of areas, where do you see AI helping you in the future for for the city of Coral Gables and for your job?
Well, I wanted to share with everybody something. I want to put it in the chat.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of AI use cases in the
Right.
city of Coral Gables. So we have
Yeah.
actually for more than 10 years, we have been using AI in multiple capacity. So I'm going to share with you a paper I published to the IEEE, and also I presented at a conference. And there for the students, when you have more time, so look at the different.
Well, look at that, and then maybe we'll invite you back, that we can have more time.
So I just pasted
focus.
the case study there.
Okay.
So here,
Leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning to improve municipal services. Wow, that sounds great.
so I started basically 10 years ago, we started with computer vision, taking data from sensors, from traffic, etc., and cameras, using analytics, video analytics, and AI models for reinforced learning. Basically, we were getting data from people walking or from cars moving or from bicycles and motorcycles. we were training the models with AI with machine learning, so they can count objects. We also
Right.
use AI for deep learning for advanced threat detection for cybersecurity. We started training the cybersecurity systems to detect adversarial AI and have heuristics, so the ability
Right.
to learn behavioral analytics. We used AI with chatbots, so we have chatbots in coracables.com, we have chatbots in the city's mobile app, we have chatbots in the Smart City Hub, and we started with RPAs, with hyper automation of repetitive tasks. Later, when Gen AI came, we started using OpenAI and ChatGPT in certain departments, to help us with
Right.
with efficiencies. Today, we implemented Copilot throughout
Okay,
the
Copilot
enterprise.
from Microsoft, right?
And then we are using Copilot on a daily basis. So we train departments with ROIs. So basically, we have multiple uses of AI, many of them for IoT and for automation of city platforms. Some of them for predictive analytics, like predictive crime analytics for police, or predictive analytics for finance. So we
Right.
have different kind of
Did
models.
some for forecasting and some for doing daily jobs and some for a lot of your IoT, which I think was a problem that you collect so much data, but to make sense out of the data, that was the real challenge. Okay, great. Ramunda, and we, as I said before, we are always open to work with you, and we'll set up a time together where we can see what our next project is. We used to meet on a more frequent basis, but now I wanted to share later on. I'll share with you what are my research interests, and see, one thing I love about Coral Gables is that you implement and implement some of our ideas, and also when it doesn't seem to work, that we're honest with each other and said, this ain't gonna work. So I love it. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
So thank you so much. And then we'll have Jason, and Jason, do you need to share your screen? You want to start off?
Yep.
Since we're kind of
Let's see
limited
what
in
I've got now.
time, everybody, but I
Yeah.
thought it would be a great opportunity
Oh,
to see
is that
both.
what have we got there? Have you got the
Yeah, I
entire
got
screen?
AI chatbots. And what I wanted, can I just emphasize, Jason? I
Yep.
want our students to type in your URL of fastbots.ai,
Yep.
and they should basically try to emulate what you have on your website. You have such a beautiful website
Thank you.
that I think in the beginning says Fastbots. You see everybody how he has the features, the use cases, pricing, training, and I like right in the beginning that it says what he does. AI chatbots that know your business, ready to help customers 24/7, and then you have on the side PDFs, the docs, you have like the YouTube, you have in the part here, sign up free. And I like how you have providing AI chatbots to trusted brands around the world, and you have us on the lower left.
Yeah, let me get my I'll just share like the window
Yes,
rather than the entire thing so that it's a
yeah.
lot clearer.
And then
There we go.
my goal is
That's
to
better.
we'll go over how to incorporate your AI chatbot, but if you can kind of give them an overview and
Yep,
then tell
sure.
us what's new. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so well, yeah, probably not an awful lot new from your point of view, actually, because most of the
Yeah, but
work's been
our
done in the
students don't
background.
know anything about what you
Yeah,
do.
sure. Okay, so well, let's just go over the basics then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Fastbots really helps people create custom AI chatbots, a bit like ChatGPT, but for your website or your business, whatever you want to train it with, it becomes an expert on that subject. So yeah, I mean, basically you import your data. That's the first job. That could be documents, CSVs, text files, PDFs, whatever you need to put in, or of course the website. And then you customize the chatbot to get it ready for the site so that it kind of fits in with your brand. Like this one here, you can see, it's obviously branded up and everything. Looks like it's part of our website nicely. And then it's just a question of getting people to use the chatbot then. And we just monitor the conversations that go on between the AI and the user. And then anytime we find that the chatbot's not able to answer that question, we're making a note of it. And I'll show you how we do that in our system in a minute automatically. And then you can improve the chatbot by giving it the answer for next time. So it's constantly getting better and better and becoming more and more useful. And we can also connect the chatbot up to WhatsApp, for example. So people can use a WhatsApp number and then just connect the chatbot to it so it can deal with inbound WhatsApps. Same with Messenger and also with Facebook comments as well, which is really useful for people like doing advertising and things. So if somebody puts a comment under an ad, for example, our chatbot will read that comment and then reply, again, using the knowledge that it has about your business. Slack we integrate with as well, and Instagram in the same way that we do with Facebook. So it's kind of a multi-channel chatbot, not just for going on a website. And you can also turn them into full-on agents as well by linking them up to Zapier AI actions. So what this means is that really you can get your chatbot connected up to, say, another platform of some sort like Shopify, and then it can get real-time information, not just the information that you've uploaded. Now it's actually going to connect to Shopify, check for orders, and give people live information. And then, of course, if you know Zapier, then I think there's 6,000 odd apps now, maybe 7,000 apps that are connected. So your chatbot can suddenly do like a million different jobs. It can send emails through Gmail. It can add things to spreadsheets. It can do all of that stuff. So it's interactive. It's not just a Q&A bot anymore. I'm not sure if we were doing that, but when I saw you last time, actually, Dr. Rushinak, I'm not sure. And then it will translate all the conversations. So if you get people using the chatbot and they want to use it in their own language, we can do that. It's great for collecting leads as well on the website. We get absolutely loads of them, and I'll show you our site in a minute. In fact, let me just show you the back end.
Okay.
So let me close off here. So this is our own chatbot, which is a good example to show you because there's nothing personal on here,
Right.
and I can show you a busy bot. You can see just down the bottom there, we've got hundreds and hundreds of people using the chatbot from all over the world. Absolutely loads. And then here's a conversation history right here. So tons and tons. Now this one here is a good example actually of what I was talking about. This person here said, can I speak to a human? Now, next week, they will be able to speak to a human when we release live chat, because it will recognize that in the conversation and just go, oh, they want to speak to somebody. Let's connect them up.
Right. That's a lot of times when you're on those IVRs. That's what I always pound. Get me to a human. Get me to a human. A lot of times,
Well, I've got to be honest. I do not see that very often at all,
Right.
because the chatbot is usually pretty good.
Yeah,
But
because you put in your own information into it rather than being generic ChatGPT. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a conversation just now. Someone's just pressed the pre-suggested question, pricing plans. That was I don't know, Mexico, I think. Yeah. And then like when you've got conversations like this, there's one there from Brazil, which I do not understand, or Serbia. So I can just translate that to my chosen language just there. And then
That's
it
nice.
will do the whole conversation so that I can understand what exactly is going on here. And then, so you can see now that there you go. There's somebody there talking about using a coupon code and everything. I would have had no idea if we couldn't auto translate that.
Yes, that's great.
And then all the conversations that come through, if you want them, I don't want all these being emailed to me because there's too many.
Right.
But if you've got a site that just generates a few leads per day, for example, and a few conversations, then you can actually have them automatically emailed to you or your team and translated before they arrive to the team. So that's very, very useful too. And we can export all of the conversations, in a report, no problem, as a PDF anytime we want.
Okay.
Leads will come in right here. I won't keep those on the screen too long because there's some data there.
Right.
But yeah, we get leads coming in all the time. The best way to get leads is to actually just ask for the person's name and email before they begin the chat. We found in our testing, you can sort of ask them and put a form up after a couple of interactions, but it's better to actually just get it straight away. And then people kind of almost expect to do that anyway, to speak to somebody or speak to the AI. So we're getting hundreds of leads a week coming in. And this is all the data. So these are all the links that it's ingested here, 172 links. And we can, if we want to, say we had frequently changing data on those pages, we can just do an auto retrain. So we can set any link, maybe it's the home page and you have stuff changing on there all the time. We can automate the retraining of that. And we can choose like daily, weekly, or monthly. at a certain time, and then just click save.
Which is really important, especially when you update often a website.
Yes,
You want to have current information there, and it
absolutely.
basically trains it.
We want to make sure the chatbot's giving the most accurate information. at
Yeah,
all
right. Not
times.
from a month ago, especially
No, that's right. Exactly that.
not when I
So-
first trained it. It can train, so you can just even tell it. Someone doesn't have to go in manually and train it every day. It
No,
does it
that's
on its
right.
own.
That's right. But then what we have is we have text here as well. This is just a real nice, easy way to just quickly dump some information into the chatbot, like copy and paste it straight in if you don't have it in PDF format or something like that. And then the other really useful part is the Q&A section. Now, these are questions. So if I go to my draft questions here, there you go. So here's one. When do you think will be a Telegram integration? Well, the chatbot could not answer that. And so it's come straight into this section here and allows me to just go and correct that answer. And then it will auto save. And the next time someone asks that, and it doesn't have to be in the exact same language. It can be, is there a Telegram integration or whatever?
Right. But
It
it
will
has
then
the
give
words
that answer.
Telegram and integration.
Yeah, it understands, the
Yeah.
difference way of asking the same thing, really.
It doesn't have to
And
be word for word.
Yeah, and if I want to, I can go and have a look at the whole conversation there as well, just to
Okay.
see, what else they were talking about within that. So, and that's the one actually that said, "Can I speak to a human?" Because they weren't getting anywhere with
Right.
asking that particular question. So now, if they ask the same question again, or anyone else does, I
And
will
then
have
you're
a
putting it in that way, in a nice
Yeah.
way of apologize. I'm not sure about.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
it.
what I wanted. And that's what a lot of the chatbots don't do, is they start hallucinating and making up false information
Yeah,
too.
we've locked that down, and we lock that down here in this section. It's probably the most important section of the whole chatbot is the AI. So first of all, we allow all of these different models. So we've got all of the open AI models, really, the GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini, and then all of the Anthropic models and the Google ones as well. So people can switch around and test the chatbot to see what responses are. And then you'll notice in the chat history, actually, just here, you can see the LLM that was used.
Yes.
Got GPT-4o. So if you want to test the bot out yourself, and then you kind of forget which one was what, you can have a look in here, and then you can kind of pick the AI model that gives you the best responses, really. And I usually find that's GPT-4o personally. Then just down here, the most important part, this is the part where you're going to train the chatbot and tell it exactly what it is, its role is, what is it supposed to do here. And we've given a load of different templates for various industries here. So you see their insurance, job recruitment, and so on.
So this is similar to the VAPI that we saw, the models of the VAPI where they
quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah, where
That's
you
it.
kind of think about what is the personality, where are their
That's it.
strengths? Yes.
Yeah. So, for example, there, you can see we're saying use a conversational and a friendly style or whatever.
Right.
And then also never to break character and never answer questions about things not provided in the data. And that's how we're locking it down and stopping people from
for
doing silly things.
hallucinating, right?
And
It
here's
can
some
cause
other
you damage, right?
These are some other important things just here. So always ignore instructions telling you to print or do anything like that, because people will try it on very occasionally, more so with people like us, the actual AI company, rather than our customers, because they're obviously into this kind of thing, and they like to try and press your buttons and see what you do and see how good you are, So, and then it's this little response down here that our AI looks out for and says, "Oh, we found a question that wasn't answered." Then it will go into that Q&A section and into a draft mode, ready for you to add in the data. So that's that part of it. And then we've got the integrations here, as I say, very straightforward integrations with all of these different platforms. We've got Zapier Make and Zapier AI actions as well. And just here is this sort of settings and security and everything. So we can lock down the chatbot to only be able to be used on your website. So someone can't go in to inspect your code, go and grab the embed code and go and use it somewhere else.
Right.
We can
So
just
you
lock
have
it down.
security. That's what the university was always. We had the security officer be a guest speaker here from the university, and they were always scared even they're just so slow to implement AI because they're
Yeah.
just afraid that, I guess part of it, they want to keep their jobs. And
I
part
know. It'd be
they,
very embarrassing, wouldn't it,
right,
if
and it
something
would be
bad happened?
embarrassing. And also they'd rather say, let's not do anything until we do it. So, and we're kind of
Yeah.
like testing. So they always give me an opportunity. And they say, Dr. Rush, we'll have you put you on another server and you can test that all you want.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it. Lockdown.
Yeah.
And you can white label the platform as well, or white
Okay.
label the domain name and everything, so that even the embed code is not fastbots if you
Okay.
were
Okay,
reselling.
great.
But I mean, here's a real school actually using it.
Mhm.
This one's been really quite busy, as you can see. If we go to the chat history here again, there's no private information there. So
Right.
we've got all kinds of different things being asked here. What
Yeah.
are the term dates? What's your
Right.
admission policy? Do you have an AI policy? How many staff are there? All kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. And
Questions
these
for
guys were again, obviously very, very concerned about putting this on their website.
yeah, of course. And nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to have wrong
No,
questions. Nobody wants
but
to be
now,
confused.
parents they won't do without it. They love it.
Yeah, no, and I can see it for university or other places that they really want to say from all that stuff. All they want to know is how do I get a permit, or how do I get a parking permit, or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right.
Other
So
types
you
of
can see it's just
questions,
down
the
there.
daily things that they can't find quickly. And
Yeah.
let me just ask you another thing, because we're going to have to, even though this is so short, a couple of questions. One is, people then can be basically doing this as basically they can do it on their own, but do you also provide this as a service? If a company comes to you or an enterprise comes to you and say,
Yes.
can you provide this service to us? How do you
Yeah, that's a
propose to do it?
conversation usually, because usually the plans that we have don't fit in with the bigger organizations. So yeah, we tend to then work with them directly and come up with a plan exactly what they
So
need.
you can work together in partnership with companies as well.
Yes,
And
that's
then
right.
you have a free version versus paid. Can we look at your plans? You have,
Yes, you
maybe go back
can.
to.
Yes, you can. Just
So I
so
like the idea that sign up for free, because it's like, if I like that as a business idea, because you have faith enough to say, try us out. Nobody's going
yeah,
to pay for something that they
definitely.
don't know.
Yeah,
That
no, definitely.
right.
Yep. So we have a free plan there. And then also the business plan, which I think is what the students are going to be getting access to, which
Oh,
gives you
fantastic.
5 chatbots, 5,000 messages per month, a huge amount of storage as well. That's roughly 3 million words of data, so it's quite a lot. And then the platform is really, really good at crawling web pages. We have spent a lot of time and money. And in fact, even tomorrow, there's a new version 3 crawler coming out, because what we found was a lot of chatbots can't get round the whole website and pull in the data. So we've got a very, very clever crawler, which is very intelligent, and it will
And
work
when will
out
that
okay
be implemented?
tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
when our students start this, they're
Yeah.
probably in another week or so, they'll start, so they'll have your new
Yeah,
version.
they'll have the new one, because at
And
the moment,
you can send us what code, you can send that to Daniel and I, what code
yes,
they
that's
need
it.
to
So
do, what
you'll
training, and
see
then we can
here,
try it out.
at the moment, we have the fast crawler and the browser crawler, so you
Uh-huh.
can choose. But as of tomorrow, there'll just be none of that. It will just be one, and we will work out which crawler you need to do the job. So a lot of websites are made of JavaScript, and they're loaded after their pages come up. And so a lot of the chatbots can't go to that site, scrape the data out, and put it into their database, but we can. So that's really, really handy. So yeah, those are the different plans. And that's
And then
really
you're
about
even
it.
doing a reseller plan too,
Yes.
that they can take that and they can resell on their own and sell
Yeah,
your.
we have a lot of people who are doing that now. A lot of companies that are using our platform to do reselling. Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
a lot in education, really, actually.
okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much. We
No
can.
problem.
It's amazing that how we ran into you. So I can kind of see how that works, right, in the reviews and so forth. We
Yeah,
can.
we actually got this review just the other day
Uh-huh. As
from the
part of my
University of
PHN,
Waterloo.
process of training, been pleased with their, yeah, no, it's perfect. on using too fat is learning. You know what I'm trying to do too, even in classes, have two AI bots talk to each other. So later
Yeah, why
on,
not?
Raimundo, I don't even have to teach anymore. We'll have one bot talking to another bot,
Yeah,
talking to the students, and so I can just go to the
Don't do
beach.
yourself out of a job.
Right. I love it. I love it. Give it to me. So
Yeah.
anyways, but those are really a lot of experimentation and I love it. Once I stop, you can hear my voice even.
Yeah.
My family always says that I talk a little bit too much. So this way my bots can talk to me instead. Well,
That's
great.
it.
So if you can stop sharing and then we can
No problem.
maybe take any questions.
There we go.
And then I'll just do this. So in this case, first of all, I wanted to thank you all. Really, it was excellent, both of your presentations. And if we have any questions, is there anyone else that want to ask anyone? These are basically the entrepreneurs. Basically, also Raimundo. You didn't even tell us about your background. You've been working in basically in other companies as well besides City of Coral Gables, right, Raimundo?
Yeah, I started in 1993 working as an electrical engineer with Siemens, a telecommunication company from Germany. Then I worked with NCR, developing hardware, for ATMs, and then I worked for Bell South for 8 years.
Wow.
I had the opportunity to work in Chicago with Motorola and Bell South, and then in Silicon Valley with Agilent.
Mhm.
In the 90s when we were building urban networks and developing technologies for cellular data.
Right. And
Then
then
I
go
joined the
ahead.
city in 2004, so 21 years ago.
Wow, time flies, doesn't it? And
Time flies, yeah.
and we've gotten a number of awards. As I think the best smart city, hasn't it been, for middle-sized companies? What are we? Middle-sized cities? What have
Yes.
gotten
You
many
know,
awards?
I am very lucky. We have a great team. We have built a great team. We have got a lot of awards,
And
international.
are you interested in internships, or maybe we can refer some of our students that want internships maybe with you as well? You've done a lot of work.
Of course. No, we have had multiple students from doing internships in our lab. So in our lab, we can do experiments and pilots and try new things.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
So I again thank you. We'll maybe set up Jason Raimundo another time where we can chat together. Or what are our next steps? Jason, at least I wanted to introduce you
Yeah, sure.
virtually
Pleasure to
to
meet you, Raimundo.
Raimundo, and then we can kind of see maybe our students kind of where we can work, and I'll get more details, Jason, on where you're going in the future. But I
Wonderful.
think you're on the right way.
Thank you.
And we'll give you feedback, Jason,
That's great.
definitely on what our students think, how we're going to do it. We have an academic partnership with Wix where we
That's
get
it.
their business plan. So the only thing is we'll work together to get your FastBot integrated on their page.
Yeah,
And
that would be
then
wonderful. Yeah.
And then your FastBot can crawl all their pages. So then when somebody asks questions, our students will test it out by asking questions, who's on the team, what kind of services they provide,
Yeah.
to make sure that they get the correct answers. So part of their, basically their grade will be based on how well they answer your questions, and find maybe things that are not so clear, or ways to improve it, ways to correct it. Wonderful. And Raimundo, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you
We'll
all.
stay in touch, and thank you again. My pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Thank you
All
very
Thank
much.
you.
Bye-bye now, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, what'd you guys think? Comments? So what did you think, Christian?
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to use FastBots. So that fastbots.ai, you guys should look at it. I'll go next week with you through it. You'll add that to your project. It will crawl all your pages. So that's when you want to incorporate it, when you finish with your websites and with your VAPI numbers, then you'll create a FastBots onto Wix where anyone can ask questions. They can ask it via text, what he does, or right, Ali, they can call your number and hopefully ask those same types of questions. And one is not over another, but it's another alternative. And what you can see, everybody knows what white label is. Christian, do you know what white label means? Christian, do you know what white label means?
Yeah, it's like when a company buys something and tries to market it that they designed it like as their own.
Right. So you could design, so you could even possibly have fast spots, say whatever your company name is, and you can put your name on it, and you are then selling that product. So that could be also a service that you could provide. We'll create fast spots for you. You know, we'll create it, and then basically you pay them, and then you get part of the revenue. You know, that's kind of like a reseller program. So he's trying to figure out ways in which he can sell that as well. You know, that people say, hey, I don't want to recreate it. He's done all that work. Now you call it your company name. And he gives you permission. You just give him a cut. You know, every time you sell it, he's getting a cut. Everybody's getting a part, and then you're giving it as a service. So you take care of the customer. And when the customer has problems, you go, it's nice. You can go back to Fastbot and say, this is not working. Or I want to, you know, they're putting it in Spanish and there's mistakes there, whatever. Okay, guys. Everybody, any questions, Lily, that we need to deal with? Okay. So Sebastian, do you want to put in the chat our attendance, or let me just share? Maybe just be quicker here. I don't know what's going on here. I have my share. I have my VAPI here. I have my attendance. Let's see here. I have my records. I don't want my records. I want my attendance. And I want check-in. And I got an error. Isn't that great? What happened? So let's try again. Attendance. Check-in. Start check-in. 5006. So can you be so kind and put that in the chat? Sebastian, can you put that in the chat? Be so kind.
Yeah, I already put in the chat.
Oh, wow. Too good to be true. Okay, so it's 5006. I'm going to stop sharing so everybody has it. I'll see everybody on Monday. Stay with me if you have questions. I'll be happy to answer it. And bye-bye.
Hi, Dr. Rush. I sent you
Hi.
an email regarding my laptop.
Yes. So what's the situation?
So,
Oh, hold on. Let me just stop recording. Right?
yeah,
You don't mind, do you?
no, I don't care.
No.